What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday, June 2nd, 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all. Hope everybody's having a good week. Had a great week. Happy Friday. All that good stuff. Moon in Scorpio today. It's going to oppose Mercury. It's going to oppose Uranus. And then it's going to finish up the day in Scorpio. Just peek into Sag by the midnight hours on the West Coast. And, sextile Pluto. But there's a really nice grand trine. Let's look. Today could definitely be a vibe, especially coming into the evening, with Venus and Neptune in their trine from Cancer to Pisces, and then the moon coming through Scorpio and making that grand water trine with the moon. Definitely could be a vibe. Now, midday, early day, like starting off the day, it's like moon opposite Uranus, opposite Mercury, Mercury and Uranus coming together. So, lot of insightful things coming through. I think mentally we're extremely stimulated. Something in life is stimulating us. Information could be stimulating, could be getting shocking news from people. Definitely some deep conversations can come up. And it's another depth of feeling day. Moon's in Scorpio. Uranus wants to detach, kind of see all angles of everything, and Scorpio wants to be all consuming here, right? So there's a little bit of like give and take I think we need to find just in general. Like, okay, get consumed, if you're passionate and it's exciting and stimulating and brings value and substance to your life. But the other side is if you're not getting value and substance to your life, what are you investing your effort into it for, or your, mental effort? Your emotional effort, so just like finding a happy medium here because potential for something revolutionary to come through. I think when we're able to be a little bit non-attached, but also, go all in at the same time. So it's just a give and take. Go all in for what's great in life, what's, really building substance and making you feel good and abundant. Great. The other stuff, you'll see benefit when you're able to let go. Happy medium. Try and find both today. And then, of course, that grand trine. That's bomb.com. That is like, that is really, that's like sexy energy. And not in like a forcefully like sexy, kind of way, but it is in like a very nurturing, beautiful, sensual, emotional, like very all encompassing. So I think that, there is something today where like people, and it's Venus Day, Friday, right? There's definitely something special about the evening. Friday, I mean, I feel like this is great date night vibes, right? Like if you're going to go on a date tonight, good for you. Probably have a great time. It'll probably have all the stimulation, the excitement, and then just emotional connection. Maybe seeing a future, all of a sudden, there could be some really, some really deep fantasies, about a future involving other people in our life, or even when it comes to our values and what we're trying to manifest, like almost seeing the future with, Mercury, Uranus. Uranus can go into the future. Mercury's right there, our linear mind, the way we put things together. And then all this water is so intuitive. So again, it's one of those times where like you really want to embrace the beautiful things in life, the feelings that make you feel good, that light you up, that keep you stimulated, keep you, kind of learning and asking questions and keep the brain firing in a very positive way. These are amazing things. So hopefully we're, I guess, letting our imagination run wild, but it can also run wild too with the moon in Scorpio, where it can be very uncomfortable, or maybe seeing the future isn't as comfortable as we'd like it to be. So we do want to find some grounding here, and I think we will. I think our mind can actually be what grounds us because emotionally it could be a little bit of a roller coaster, but gosh, it could be one of the most beautiful roller coasters, or almost like even reminds me of like an AI augmentation that we can project in our own psyches for something that we want, that makes us feel good, comfortable, safe, happy, aroused with this energy too. Even Mars in Leo, like it wants to go have a good time. It wants to put its energy into what's fun and creative, romantic, passionate, but it is quincunx Saturn, so there's also that little like, oh, is this the best choice for me kind of thing. So there's enough grounding, I think, to keep us here, but definitely emotion, passion can run a little rampant. And even with Jupiter at 3 degrees coming off the North Node, like Mars is still in a square to that, right? It's still 4 degree orb. So, we still have to understand too that like we can't have everything, right? We need to find a happy balance, make sure that we're staying positive and, you know, even if we don't get it all, like kind of let your imagination have it all. Like the belief too, the belief that you have it, that you're going to feel it, that everything's coming together could really metamorphosize and transform our day in many ways. But damn, I like that grand trine. That's one of the nicest aspects, in my opinion, that I've seen in a while. So, and I know it's just a moment with the moon, but Venus Neptune in trine here is a vibe as well. And Venus doesn't mind being in Cancer. It is starting to oppose, and I'll clean this up a little bit. It is starting to oppose Pluto, right? So it's in that 3 degree orb now to Pluto with the opposition. So, I mean, it's almost like we can enjoy this moment, right? Enjoy the moment, go into the fantasy, go into the dream, because whatever it is going to rear its head up on the opposition at some point. Why ruin a really good vibe because of a worry about the future, you know? And hey, maybe that's part of Saturn here, like playing a role, like, well, make the responsible decisions. And maybe that's why we're in opposition to all this with the moon too, is because there's just such a balance point between, I think, going like fully in and just emotionally being vulnerable and open and sensitive to feel good, but then to also know that there's almost like there's a transformational stage and a twist that is going to come. But I feel like this Friday is kind of like, gosh, why not make the best of this energy? It could feel maybe the best we've felt in a long time. Even though that moon's in Scorpio, I just think it's gonna unlock a level of passion and maybe emotional depth and understanding about hopefully something that makes us feel really good and transcendental in some way. Maybe it feels dark in the beginning, but by the evening it opens things up, and could definitely unlock something with romantic partners too. It's kind of sexy energy. I don't know. I don't usually say that, but that's definitely what it's definitely what came up and what I felt from it. Hopefully with Jupiter, North Node in Taurus, Mercury, Uranus meeting in Taurus, like I hope you all feel real sexy, whether you're sharing that with someone else or you're by yourself, doesn't really matter. I hope you're able to feel sexy today, because maybe that's the message. Maybe that's the horoscope. Feel sexy. Stop not, right? Be free to feel good. I hope someone needed to hear that, because I don't usually go there in these horoscopes, but hey, it is what it is. Justice, upright. Yeah, like I was saying, balance is so key today, just because I think we want to be like grounded and kind of here, but there's just such a special place right now too, in going beyond just the physical and going deeper into the feeling and the emotion, but still kind of remaining present, and bringing, I think, that really good energy inside, outside, without going too far, inside and then too far outside. Like, again, nice, find the justice point, the scales. King of Cups, yeah, again, I feel like we could be feeling real good. We could feel like we're on top of the world. I mean, I usually, I don't love, a Scorpio moon in transit. Look, if you got a Scorpio moon in your chart, that's great. Nothing against that. So I don't want people to get all like, hey, I got a Scorpio moon. But, in transit, I'm always like, oh, great, fall moon, can't wait. But this is a vibe. This is putting us a tier up, I think. in just terms of, I think, how we can feel about ourselves or what we can take on emotionally, to also like believe and to envision what that emotion feels like so that it becomes more real. And maybe also becoming more in charge of our emotions, so knowing too, like, when to let go, when to go all in, right? Very important today, I think, too. And Queen of Swords in reverse. Well, that's look, I feel like Mercury and Uranus, and that's going to be here for the full moon too, that's coming on the 5th. So, like, I feel like we're just getting a ton of downloads. There's going to be extreme, like, revelation. It's building up. It's trickling in, if you will, and then all of a sudden it's going to hit like lightning. Don't trip out so much. Use your mind to make dreams happen, to feel good, not for worry. I feel like that's what that Queen of Swords is about. Because eventually it's going to just completely see everything that it needs to see, and it's going to understand where its future is going for all of us, for the time being, for here, for now. Enjoy your Friday, please. It's a beautiful alignment with the Moon, Venus, and Neptune. Like, that is very lighthearted energy, and very sensual and emotional and dreamy, and very magical. Great night to put out a really good intent before this full moon. So, good stuff. All right. Well, love you all very much, and I'll see you for the weekend forecast tomorrow. Peace.